You are now tuned in to HBCU Live with National Alumni Council President Anthony H. Brown and Common Black College Application founder Robert Mason and producer Tia Mache Johnson. This is not just a show, it's an experience. It's a conversation with intention, purpose, and focus. So for the next hour, join us here on HBCU Live.
Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of HBCU Live. It's not just a show,
it's an experience.
Hey, I'm Anthony Brown. I'm Anthony Brown. I got Tia Mache. I got Robert Mason here. We are so glad to be here with you once more and again for June 23rd, 2020. We got another interesting, great show for you all today. So, before we go into our special guest for today, let's do a quick check-in like we always do. How y'all doing?
I am fantastic.
Why is that?
It has been a very interesting week. Tia, was I talking over you? I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you guys happen to see that T.I. is going to be teaching a trap music class at Clark Atlanta?
Yeah, I saw that today.
Wow. Is that crazy or what? That is fantastic, right? That is what you call
fantastic.
You don't think so, Tia? I mean, come on. Have T.I. on your campus as an instructor?
But is that what we need to talk about? We need to learn about trap music as a people. Trap music is important, something we need to learn about.
He's actually going to talk a little bit, take a little deeper dive. He's going to talk about the business, the industry, where it came from.
There we go. There we go.
You know, how people are making money from this.
That was so sad.
So there's a little bit more than just out here just twerking and
right.
You know,
okay.
As one, well, I must admit, I had to look up. I had to find out what trap music was. I don't really know what it is. But I would assume that there's so many, like Anthony said, there's so many different aspects of the business that one can talk about in class. Not to mention the fact, now you can say what you want from a recruiting perspective. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy. I'm willing to bet.
I like the idea.
Gonna go through the roof, huh?
Yeah, I like the idea of him talking about the music industry and the business and learning how to keep your music rights and your original records. Like if it's talking about how to work within the industry and grow within the industry, that's beneficial for sure.
And maybe it's the way that I presented it, because the article said I think it says T.I. Clark Atlanta, something yada yada yada, T.I. and trap music. That's all I remember. And again, as one who doesn't know what trap music is, you know, and then I looked it up, I'm like, oh, okay. But again, you have to consider my background. I'm in admissions. So from a marketing perspective, a recruitment perspective, it makes perfectly good sense. And I can only hope, again, that he'll approach this thing from that particular perspective. Right. But Brother Brown, how was your week, sir?
So far, listen, I've been, you know what? It was cool. I thought that a lot of things were happening this past weekend with Juneteenth, and even though we still had some issues in some of our communities.
Right.
However, overall, I think that it was a positive step in the right direction. A lot of communities were getting together. They were educating, people about it. It was so funny, again, people not knowing. Well, let me rephrase that. How some people of America did not know about Juneteenth. And it was something like, well, we learned about that at our HBCU. I guess that's just part of our culture and part of our history, that we learned some of that information. And so, for some people who say, well, it was because of them that we now know about it. Like, no, ma'am, no, sir. I'm just being general, Robert. I'm being general.
I'm surprised Tia didn't say something.
No, because I'm being general, because I'm not just talking about one person. I'm saying there were a lot of folks who just that misunderstood.
There were other people that took credit for it other than a particular person?
Right. So, but nonetheless, I actually went and watched a couple virtual events. Actually, Tia and I we are connected to another organization, which is the oldest African-American theater in the country, called the Caramel House. Actually, this is the place where Langston Hughes.
Langston Hughes. Mm-hmm.
kind of got his feet wet and kind of got got his grounding and was able to do some great work. He actually worked there for a period of time, and our theater it's called the Caramel House Theater. They did a wonderful, phenomenal production.
Hold on. Now, don't tell me I've learned something else about Tia. Tia, are you a thespian as well?
I am. I am a singer and an actress. I certainly am.
Are you serious? No wonder you guys. No wonder this thing comes naturally to you guys. No wonder you guys are so good at this.
Oh, thank you.
But I didn't know that you were. That's fantastic. That's pretty cool. Now I get it. Now I understand.
So so because of that, we were able to, there we go. So they had this whole event called the Freedom of Juneteenth. I mean, man, listen, they did a production. Many people who are in the show, I think T and I, if we don't know them personally, we've worked with them.
Right.
So it was phenomenal. It was about an hour-long production, and they kind of went through the whole journey of the African Americans getting the news of, hey, y'all free 2.5 years later, after we already supposedly free, and they got the word a little bit later, and it kind of showed that progression from that moment to now. So kudos to Tony Sias, who's actually a Jackson State University graduate.
Yes.
And to all
I want to get Tony on the show, Anthony. I'm hoping I want to try to get him toward mid-July. So just so you know.
Awesome. So it was a great show. So if you have a chance, again, like Tia has it on the screen right now, but again, if you go to the website caramelhouse.org, that's caramelhouse, all one word, .org, you can go and watch that production. So I was excited because like, hey, those are some of my friends, and they had an international platform where this video was shown across the country, across the world, to kind of show some of the work of some of our friends and colleagues that, I was so proud of them. So that was great. And then, just kind of chill for the weekend. Father's Day was kind of quiet and, subtle for me because my son is not here. He's in New Haven, but we had a chance. Once I hear his voice, I melt like butter.
Right.
No, but yeah, that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing.
So this play, just to be sure I understand, this production is a virtual event.
Yes. So actually, our friends, what they did was they went in. So Tony, he called a few of us. I mean, not us, not me and Tia, but a few of us actors here in Cleveland. They called the theater, and they kind of worked in in controlled spaces, even with social distancing, and they put on the production. It took them 3 days. They said 3 days rehearsal, 3 days to film it, and boom, there you go.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out.
It was great. It was great. So those are some of the images right there from some of our friends. Prophet right there. I mean, listen, it was great. It was great.
So powerful. And you can go to the website and they'll let you know when the next rebroadcast times are, when you can watch it. But I think it's gonna re-air on, I want to say Monday. I could be wrong. I'll find out and I'll post it in the comments for anybody who's interested in watching. I'll make sure I post the link to Caramel in the comments in a second.
That's interesting. So there's a fairly vibrant theatrical vibe in the greater Cleveland area.
Oh man, come on. Come on. We got some.
Yeah. I'm sure, guys, don't send me any emails, don't send me any texts. But don't send me. I'm just saying, what I don't know when I think of Cleveland, that's just not one of the things that comes to mind.
Okay.
Cleveland is the second largest regional art district in the country, next to Chicago. We are one of the largest hubs of theater. We have one of the largest theater districts in the country. So yes, we have a huge art scene here.
I never knew that. Well, that's just one more reason to look forward to this pandemic being over, so I can make my way. Because I'm in Cleveland fairly often.
Only in the summer though. Just say it, admit it. Only in the summer. Just come on, say it.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on through and come check out a show. No, maybe you might get lucky and you might see Tia myself on the stage.
No, as a matter of fact, the next time that you both are on the stage, I will make it a point to be there. Absolutely. No, I mean, I actually enjoy live theater. I've gone to see quite a few things that range from Fences to
good.
What was the other thing that Denzel was in? The other It was another one that he was in, but I saw 2 things that Denzel was in, a couple other things. But yeah, I actually enjoyed Broadway. So, you know, that's, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that didn't know that. So now our listening audience knows. So I feel
Listen, so I do want to share with our viewing audience one more time. Again, hey, don't forget to hit that share button and hit the like button to let somebody know that we're here, we're live. You know, again, share it to all your groups, all your family, all your friends. Again, we got this wonderful young lady. She is a graduate of North Carolina Central University. She's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see, she studied business management and marketing while she was at North Carolina Central. Y'all, welcome to our show for this evening, Nikki Davis Green.
Yay, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey,
Got her Eagle shirt on and everything. Come on.
wow.
We got to represent.
Hey, Nikki,
Thank you
how
guys
are
for
you?
having me. I'm honored.
Well, Nikki, thank you so much for being here. I know you've already been sharing it to some of your groups and some of your friends, so we want to see them. If anyone has any questions or comments, make sure that you are posting them in the chat.
Okay.
If you want to just show us some love, like, hey, Nikki, girl, what's happening? We see you out there. You know, say what you want to say and all that kind of good stuff. So again, Nikki, thank you.
Oh, Joy Harris Stillman just said, woohoo, Nikki.
See? We knew it was coming. That's
my faithful and dedicated college roommate. See?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Wait a minute. Do we need to bring her on and get some of the real behind the scenes stories of Nikki?
So listen, you don't need to bring her on to get any of the behind the scenes story, but you do need to bring her on. She is a true HBCU success story. Okay. And I'll share the information with Tia. But yeah, she is definitely somebody that you would want to have on your show.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. We'd love to. We'd love to.
So let's jump right into it. So, Nikki, first, I always start with the good questions about, so why did you choose North Carolina Central University? What was your inspiration to go get there?
So listen, I like to tell people that I truly do bleed maroon and gray. I am a 2nd generation Eagle. My mom and dad met on the steps of Eagleson Hall, which is the freshman dorm at North Carolina Central. So I say all the time, I'm not only Eagle legacy, but North Carolina Central is truly the reason I'm here. Had they not met there, I might not be here. So, you know, I truly do bleed maroon and gray. I have a lot of Eagle pride and a lot of love for that university.
Wow.
So Nikki, you're going to have to tell us, because I'm sure somebody's going to want to know where you got that shirt.
So I got this shirt actually here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I live, from the Greek Warehouse. He's on Instagram at the Greek Warehouse, and he has a lot of great stuff and a lot of custom work that he can do. So shout out to Greek Warehouse.
I'm definitely going to have to try to get me some shirts. I mean, Anthony didn't talk about the shirt that he has on, but typically he wears something.
Not yet.
I'm too early? Oh, okay.
I love that. I love that hoodie. So I can't wait. I got my pen ready for when we talk about that. I need that.
So Nikki, tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I like I said, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte is home for me, but I've just moved back in the last 3 years, moved back in 2017. Had not actually lived in Charlotte since I graduated from Central in 1998. So I currently work for the city of Charlotte. And I'm the administrative coordinator for the director of one of the city departments here. So I'm in charge of employee engagement, that kind of thing within our department.
What do you think about the CIAA leave in Charlotte?
How much time we got? How much time how far into this do you want to get? So let me, and I'm going to give you the real. I'm going to be honest and transparent with you. As a Charlotte native, but also as someone who grew up in the CIAA community.
Right.
So not only am I a 2nd generation Eagle, I'm a 3rd generation college student. My grandmother and grandfather went to Johnson C. Smith here in Charlotte. Mom and dad went to Central. I literally grew up in the CIAA. They dressed us up, greased our faces, and took us to the CIAA tournament wherever it was being held. Right. Raleigh, Richmond, Winston-Salem. We traveled with CIAA ever since I was a little girl. So I'm enriched in the culture of CIAA. I know the traditions of CIAA. I know what CIAA once was.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to what CIAA is now.
Right.
It's my personal, and I say personal, opinion that the CIAA sat in Charlotte for a little too long.
Was it supposed to rotate?
Say that again.
Was it ever supposed to rotate?
So the CIAA in its history used to rotate every 3 years. That's
Right.
why I said we used to travel everywhere. I mean, it would be in Richmond for 3 years. It'd be in Raleigh for 3
Norfolk.
years. Winston-Salem, Norfolk. Right. We've been to the CIAA pretty much everywhere it's been. And so that used to be how it worked. It would rotate. The city would get a 3-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure of the ins and outs of what happened when it decided to kind of sit here. I know that what I saw from, both someone who grew up going to the CIAA and also someone who calls Charlotte home, I feel like having been here that long, the atmosphere really changed what CIAA and the experience is. And I think that also in some ways damaged the brand.
Yeah.
Because, take for instance, when it was in Raleigh, North Carolina, you went to the games. That's where you saw the people. You got dressed up, you went to see the people, then you had to choose, maybe where you were going to party afterwards, but
Right.
It wasn't all together. I think the thing that was both a blessing and a curse for Charlotte is that with the epicenter and with the way Charlotte's uptown is situated, you had, everything was right there. For the first couple of years, that was great.
Right.
Go to the games and you get out and walk, but large crowds attract large crowds.
Right.
And, with crowds, that inevitably, sometimes causes some problems, because the first several years there were no problems.
Right.
There were no issues with CIAA. So again, I say this is my personal opinion. I know a lot of people were sad to see it go. I personally believe that it was time for it to rotate. Now, Baltimore, whole nother personal opinion. We won't talk about that. But again, I do feel like it was time for it to kind of move around. I think CIAA needs to.
Did people actually go to the game? I mean, or was it kind of like homecoming where everyone just kind of goes and we just kind of parlay and we just network and we're fellowshipping and it's like, the game.
Used to go to the games. People used to go to the games. I mean, back in the day, when the championship game came around, it was sold out. You were scalping tickets on the corner for $100 for that, CIAA $150, $200 CIAA championship game. But once again, it sat in Charlotte so long, it became more about the parties and the outside experiences. I went to the championship game with my son and his godfather last year, 2019, here in Charlotte. There was nobody in that arena. And we're talking about the championship game. And so for me, I was sad to see that. To see that.
Wow. So now you say you work for the city of Charlotte, yes?
I do.
Okay. Were you a part of, or are you somehow connected with the whole Black Lives Matter mural that you all have downtown?
No, I actually was not. I actually was not. I have been to see it though. It is awesome. What I love about Charlotte's Black Lives Matter mural is that, I don't know if you guys have heard, the city allowed individual artists to paint each letter. So each letter is a depiction of that artist's vision of, of this struggle in this time. And it is absolutely awesome. Absolutely.
Now, you all been having some festivals, and I heard you all been having some festivals, and there was some people who tried to come and try to damage it, but you all came right back, and the city of Charlotte came like, you know what? Nope, you're not gonna do it.
That's right. We're not gonna have it. There were some people who did not like it. There's some people who still don't like it that are there. But what I do appreciate that Charlotte has done is, that area is now blocked off. You cannot drive down there. It is strictly for the people to be able to go and engage and truly admire the beautiful work that's been done. And also surrounding that block, they've allowed artists to create some other murals on some of the walls. They've boarded up. And so it's absolutely awesome.
Nikki, I'm curious to know, I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and he's getting ready to move to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
What is life like in Charlotte for a Black professional?
That's a great question. And it's also a question that you'll get, myriad answers to, depending on who you ask. Again, I grew up in Charlotte. have only been back about 3 years. So the Charlotte that I grew up in, it's totally different now.
Okay.
I think, again, my own personal opinion, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here for Black professionals. I jokingly say, you know, Charlotte is kind of a Black city. You know, we're not known as one of the chocolate cities or anything, but if, you know, our mayor, our city manager, several of our assistant city managers, the director that I work for, our police chief, our sheriff, it's real blackety black around here. And so, you know, and people, I don't know that people realize that there's a lot of opportunity to me for Black professionals. But I'm also a person who believes that you create opportunities. And I think that there's a lot of networking opportunities and a lot of potential to create space for yourself as a Black professional here in Charlotte. I think it's a great mid-sized city that, you know, we have everything that you need. You've got professional sports, you've got the arts, you have everything that you need to make a great life, raise a family in Charlotte.
And the cost of living is fairly decent, right?
The cost of living is fairly decent. It's a little higher, I think, than people think, but right now the market is great. I just moved back recently from Georgia,
Okay.
right outside of Atlanta in the Gwinnett County area.
Okay.
And so, again, the Charlotte that I came from, things are very different. So what we'd pay for a house in Gwinnett County came up here and I was like, oh, this is a little higher than I thought, but it's still,
right.
it's still doable. It was a little bit of a sticker shock
Right.
for what you get, but, you know, still very doable. And I think the cost of living here is actually, you know, I found it to be really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what else you mean? So I could go. I'm gonna ask you because I could go to Joy because Joy already told us in the chat that she said she got all the secrets.
Oh Lord, Joy.
Joy said she got all the secrets, and she put all.
And she does, which is why she has to be my best friend for life, because I can't risk her, you know, being out there on her own telling it all.
So be honest, I mean, I don't want to know the secrets, but so besides Nikki working for the city and Nikki being an ego and being a legacy of HBCU, both Central and, you know, having, you know, you said you have family at Johnson Smith. What else does Nikki do? Like, if we start to just to peel back the layers, give us some deeper dives. What else can we look forward to? What you doing? What am I doing? So most of my friends tell you that part of me being an Eagle is that I am pretty much always an Eagle. I am the current membership chair for our Alumni Association. I spent a whole lot of my life trying to encourage my fellow Eagles and my friends to join the Alumni Association, be engaged, give back. That is really, and I'm not even just saying that because I'm on here, anybody will tell you that is a lot of what I do. I spend a lot of my time advocating for HBCUs. I think Tia knows that. I think that's kind of how we got into this conversation, advocating for giving back, advocating for that experience, for sending your children there, you know. So even in my everyday networking, in my everyday travel, I love to travel. I take big groups for my milestone birthday trips. But if I'm in an airport, I got on an Eagle shirt. I got on an NCCU shirt, you know, because that brings people together. Somebody's going to always say something. I'm either going to meet another Eagle or I'm going to meet an Aggie and they're going to have something to say. And we going to get into it with that, or another HBCU grad who will, you know, give you a little Eagle pride. And so, so that is really, I mean, that is really part of who I am. And throw the talons up real quick. That's what she did.
Those are wings. Those are wings. Those are not talons. Those are not talons.
Okay, I thought maybe that was okay.
No. Those are wings.
So Nikki, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, we have a resident authority with us in Anthony in terms of all things HBCU alumni.
Right.
But I'm curious to know, is there a profile, particular traits that makes one more likely to give versus another? Because, and I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Okay.
I am one to believe that there are HBCUs that do an excellent job of acclimating their freshmen during an orientation period so that they're far more inclined to give when they graduate. Do you find that if some of our schools made a more concerted effort to create those kinds of programs that would foster that kind of mindset, that we would see more alumni giving to our beloved institutions.
Listen, absolutely. And you just answered your own question really.
He said it. I don't even know why he said it.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. And again, I tell you, I will always be honest and transparent with you. I feel like that is one of our opportunity areas at North Carolina Central, and one of the things that we as an alumni association, in conjunction with the Office of Institutional Advancement, are, really working on. One of the things I always say is, what's your why? You have to get to people's why. For some generations, we've started when they are freshmen, like you said, and we have instilled, this is what you do. This is part of being an alumni. There's some, like us, we might've missed the mark a little bit. So now we're having to go back and double back and say, okay, what's your why? Why do you give? I give back to North Carolina Central because I went there on full scholarship. I didn't pay a dime to go to North Carolina Central. I walked off that campus with a degree, a good job, and no student loans. And so for me,
come on.
Right, come on, God. And so, and for me, I feel like I want to be a part of, letting someone else have that experience. And so I give back, because of that reason. That's my why. I'm a HBCU, legacy student. That's not everybody's why. Right. So, I think that we do have to do a better job of determining what's the why, and going after that why they give, but also starting that, mindset of, this is what you do. As an alumni, this is part of your alumni experience. You pay your alumni association dues, you give back to the university, and then you show up on campus. You mentor a student. You help, you help bring somebody into your company. You help recruit. You go volunteer. It's I say it all the time. It's a triangle. It's a 3-point. It's a 3-point system. But we got to do a better job of
Can you see Anthony back? Excuse me. Can you see Anthony back here?
I see Anthony.
He's like cheering you on.
Oh my gosh, girl, because you weren't saying it.
Listen, Anthony, we're going to have to talk, because I'm telling you, I preach this all the time.
Listen, I need you on the team. I need you on the team. I need you, because, and I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if you went to a public HBCU or a private HBCU, we all have these same, this need is still there. And I love what you talked about, the fact about how many of our schools, it helps if you start them at the moment of their freshman year and try to instill in them the importance of giving back or getting involved or being engaged, because that way it's going to transcend. By the time they graduate, it's not a hard sell.
Right.
So that issue and that beef they had with that professor, or I didn't like the cafeteria lady, or they made that financial aid.
Right, exactly.
Somebody didn't call my name right.
You're still holding on to the financial aid line, and what happened with us in financial aid.
Come on.
Yeah, and we've got to let go of that. And I think the other thing, Anthony, that we need to start preaching to alumni is, it's not about how much you give, it's that you give. I tell people all the time, just because you can't write a $5,000 check, give $5 every month to the university. For me, I started a thing with my class. I graduated in 1998, a recurring gift of $19.98 per month. It ain't gonna hurt you. You were gonna spend it on something else anyway. You put that in, it's constantly going, to the university. Every little bit counts. And I think that's where we miss the mark as well. Alumni giving is not about who can write, again, a $5,000 check. If I can get 500 of y'all just give $10, that actually helps us more, because it increases our alumni engagement rates. And that is where we're not doing a good job of educating our alumni about.
Baby, listen, now you didn't say it right there, because I would tell people all the time, I don't have $1 million, but I know 1 million people who can give me $1.
That's right.
Right.
So, oh my God. So, and people got, and some alumni got their feelings. They got all in their feelings last week when Hastings gave all that money from Netflix. On Netflix gave the $120 million to Morehouse and Spelman and to UNCF. Now I understand it is what it is. It was what it was. But the biggest thing I always have to tell alumni is, in addition to all what you just said, relationship is key. Come on. You got to build relationship. That $120 million did not come Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. on CBS News this morning.
That's right.
Michael Lomax and the presidents of Morehouse and Spelman, they have been cultivating that relationship for years.
That's right. That's right. That's what I've been preaching this week. I had some alumni, saying something to me about why do people always give to Morehouse and to Spelman and to this, the ones that we know, the Howards and the Hamptons, when, NCCU could use some more in their endowment. And I say, you know what? That's part of our alumni responsibility. You need to, whatever company you're working for, whatever community you're in, help us open those doors. They don't know about North Carolina Central until I walk in the room, but you can best believe when I walk out of the room, they know a little bit more about North Carolina Central. And they know a little bit more that, about the endowments that, my family gives to North Carolina Central and A&T and Savannah State. We have endowments in my grandparents' names at all of those universities, because you know what? When they see you putting your money up, they're a little bit more apt to put their money up. The reason Spelman and Morehouse get those $120 million gifts is because if you look at their board of trustees, they have people on their board of trustees who have relationships with, like you said, the people at Netflix who are going to write a check. People give to what they know. Again, it's what's your why. So
and I also want to just say that, I appreciate the fact that you shared that, because so often I think some of us miss the mark on that, and that engagement piece, that relationship building is so important. So we need alumni to help us open those doors, to get us to the table. If you can just get us to the table,
that's right.
We're working from there, but get us to the table.
Absolutely.
For those who are in those places and spaces, just get us to the table. And that's why, Nikki, that's why you are so dope and degreed, because
thank you.
Brother, as he's leading.
So, and I'm going to let you have this right now. So, T, if you want to drop that link in the chat right now. For anybody who's checking out, every so often I get these wonderful gifts from these wonderful donors. This particular company is called exclusively HBCU. And they have they got this whole HBCU in a box situation going on. Actually, you knew them by another name. Now, I don't want to give energy to the other name because they changed their name. However, right now, you can go to their website, exclusively HBCU, and you can save 10% on your first box with a code. So they do like a quarterly subscription box. And in the box, every month is a different set of items. So you might get a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a baseball cap, a lapel pin. The next one, you may get a jacket, you may get, something else. And it's a great opportunity for you to be able to engage. Now, Dope and Degree is just one of the many opportunities, one of the different things they have in their box. They will customize it to your school colors. So whatever your school colors are, blue and maroon and gold, be it blue and white, gray and burgundy, whatever the colors are, boom, we got you. Again, and you can just use their code. Actually, you can actually just order if you want to just order just this shirt or this sweatshirt, you can order that separately without having to get the whole box. But if you want to get the box, you can get that too. But anyway, it's called exclusively HBCU.com. It's a great product. I think I would just go and show them some love. They got t-shirts and sweatshirts. They got it for you. They like my cousins. Listen, Erica and Danielle, they're my cousins down there who went to Prairie View A&M University, who created this box, and I am so glad they're part of the family.
He has cousins all over the world. So
I see. We're gonna have to talk. I do too.
Yeah, he has cousins all over the world. But look, Nikki, before we let you go, I want to ask you a quick question. There may be some out there in the audience that are interested in potentially starting their own North Carolina Central alumni chapter. Can you kind of give them some information, or maybe Tia could put some information in the chat that they can reach out to you or someone else to do that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the membership chair for the National Alumni Association.
Awesome.
And so, you can go to nccualumni.org. Let us know that, that you're interested. Robert, you mentioned Ernie Suggs earlier in the conversation. Right. He moderates a group online. You went to NCCU IF, and it's grown to about 8,000 members. Wow. And so people will tell you, we're always in there and engaging. And so folks know me is what I'm saying. They know that if they want to start an alumni chapter, or if they want to, you know, pay their dues, they know to come to me, you know, because they tease and say, if I show up, I'm going to be asking for credit cards. And they're right. I take dues. I got the Square on my phone. And if I show up at a cookout, a meeting, a basketball game, I will ask you to pay dues. I don't play with the people. About that alumni.
Your dues and your donations. Your dues
that's right.
Donations.
Right there on Square. And we now also have Cash App. So yeah, so the people know. NCCUalumni.org, or you can find me on Facebook. Nikki Davis Green. If you want an NCCU alumni chapter in your area, we'll get you one now. Don't play.
Tia just put it up on the screen. But look, I'm also curious, since I have both you and Anthony here, I'm kind of curious to know, do you guys or do individuals that do what you do at various HBCUs across the country, do you ever come together to kind of share best practices?
You know, that is...
Well, you know what, that is a good question, Robert. And so I know that, okay, I can speak on behalf of the UNCF side of the HBCU family, we do. So we meet annually every year with all of our National Alumni Association officers and alumni and friends. I know that North Carolina Central is part of Thurgood Marshall. They don't have like a consortium alumni group like what we have at UNCF. However, Nikki, I will welcome you with open arms, because some of the information that we cover, some of the things that we do at our UNCF conference is open to all HBCUs. I mean, there are some UNCF specific things that we're going to handle, but there are some workshops and programs and services that benefit alumni across the board.
Yes.
Because, you know, I'm just thinking, if you guys are coming, let's say, for example, you're coming to me to get a check. I would relish the idea of you coming as a group. So when I give this check, it basically is a check for all of you that are involved, as opposed to you coming at me as individuals and one or two people are more inclined to get that check, which is basically what happened with the whole Netflix thing. So just something to kind of think about, because again, there's strength in numbers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It definitely. Nikki, if you are not already a part of, make sure that if you're not part of the group, I want you and all your alums to make sure you all flood our HBCU Alumni United page.
Oh no, right, I'm in there. I've been watching y'all. It's a lot going on.
So listen, it is a lot going on. It is a lot going on.
It is a lot going on.
Listen, I got alumni as young as yesterday, all the way up to about 80, 90 years old. So it varies. However, and as you like, just as you're saying, if all alumni can support you, we know we got the HBCU Cares campaign where we are encouraging alumni to support every HBCU every week. And so, you know, different alums, you know, we always want to make sure that the alumni of that school take the lead, but we want every alumni to support. So I know when it's North Carolina Central's time, I know y'all don't gonna show up and show out. I know. I just know.
Nikki, I am not going to let you off or let you get away without saying we need to get y'all on the Common Black College app.
So whoever you need to talk to,
whoever we need to talk to,
we need president to get you guys on the app.
Okay.
Wait a minute, who is your college president?
So Dr. Johnson O. Akinleye.
I want you to say it because I knew it already. I already knew that. So,
you were trying to see if I could pronounce it. Don't do that.
No, Dr. Akinleye. Because we used to say Akinleye, because we were saying it because he used to be my professor.
Akinleye.
Yeah, he was my professor.
Oh, wow.
At Bethune-Cookman. Like Robert says, not a Cleveland connection, it's a Bethune-Cookman
We
connection.
need to make call, bro.
When I was at Bethune-Cookman. And listen, if I got to call Johnson myself.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get you guys on board.
We need him on the application.
Absolutely. So definitely, Robert, reach out and let's talk about line, because I do have some some connections there that we can.
Because one of the things I tell this story that I was on a golf course and somebody called me and said, "Is this Mr. Mace with the Common Black College app?"
Wow.
I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "My name is X. I'm with the Alumni Association. Is my school on your application?" I'm like, "No, ma'am, they're not." She's like, "Mr. Mason, they'll be on there tomorrow." Sure enough, I got a call tomorrow. And they were on there. So we can make that happen. Plus, I'm sure Anthony will talk a little bit about it. We're getting ready to do 7 different HBCU live, free college fair. He's wiping his hands, so he's got that. So he's gonna handle that for us. But again, I'll definitely be in touch. Okay.
Definitely talk to Doc and to your admissions team, so we can make sure, however they can make that happen to get your school on the list. So we need alumni also to flood the admissions and president's office saying, why aren't we on this application?
Oh, absolutely.
But Nikki, thank you so very much for what you do, how you do, for membership engagement, for what you do in Charlotte, representing Eagle Pride. and in the whole HBCU legacy. It has been a natural pleasure to bring you on. I know this won't be our last time. Tia, thank you for inviting her today.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Nick, and I will definitely be in touch. Okay.
Absolutely, yes. Tia has all my information. She knows how to get me, and I'll answer the phone for Tia quick, and I will anybody. So
I love it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
you guys are so welcome. Have a great
Take
day.
care.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we've been having, it's been a great conversation, So this has been a whole Eagle Pride situation going on today. I see a lot of folks just liking and chatting because they knew all this. So Joy, I didn't come to you with all the secret, but if you want to inbox me something, I'm okay with that. Tia, you're on mute. But Joy, if you want to inbox us with some of the secrets, come on. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Listen, y'all. So anyway, you like the sweatshirt? I do. I like the sweatshirt, right?
Dope and degree. Did you say it was dope and degree?
Dope and degreed.
Yeah.
Period.
Degreed up. That's pretty cool. That's Bethune's colors?
Yes, maroon and gold. So I'm here for it. So now, I also wanted to share, what else did I send you, Tia? I sent you something else just a few seconds ago. Before we get up out of here.
Let me see.
Did you say it?
Oh, okay. Before I go to the group, Tia. So let's talk about again. So those who just tuning us again, HBCU Live. It's not just a show.
It's an experience.
It really is. Never know. Just wanted to make sure we say it again because we're about to get up out of here. We got a few quick announcements we want to say. So again, Robert just kind of alluded to it a few moments ago. We got this situation, this wonderful situation with these 7 opportunities to engage with individuals, with students, with parents, with counselors, with educators, with supporters across the country throughout this summer in fall season as our schools are making the transition. I talked to a school just yesterday. And like, for example, so some of our HBCUs some of them are going to like a hybrid situation where they're going to do some brick and mortar and some virtual, where they're going to maybe have freshmen, sophomore come in first, and juniors and seniors come in a little bit later in the semester. Some of them are going to be like, once they break for Thanksgiving, then they're going to shut down the campus until almost February, so they can do a swipe and sweep of the entire campus all over again to make sure that everything is corona-free and wiped down, bleached down, pine saw down, Lysol down, all that.
You have to.
So that's what some of our schools are doing. But with that support, I don't know, T, if you got it pulled up or if you can want to go. It's on the. I know it's the main page it's the main profile picture of the Common Black College application page.
Are you interested in attending an historically Black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. On Saturday, July 25th, we'll be hosting, in conjunction with our partners, the HBCU Facebook Live Worldwide College Fair that is absolutely free to the public. During the course of the fair, you'll have an opportunity to meet with various representatives from different HBCUs from throughout the country, many of which will be offering admissions and scholarships on site. There will also be a financial aid workshop conducted by HBCU professionals. In addition to their celebrity appearances, and companies and organizations will also be conducting sessions. And again, in order to register, all you have to do is to go to commonblackcollegeapp.com. So we certainly hope that you will join us on Saturday, July 25th for the HBCU Facebook Live Worldwide College Fair. Thank you, and get it.
Yeah, there we go. So the 7 free HBCU Worldwide College Fair, we're doing a Facebook Live event right here. Our first one kicks off on Saturday, June 25th, 2020 from 1 to 4 p.m. So what's going to happen? Now you got to go to the commonblackcollegeapp.com page to register, so you can get to make sure you got the link and all that kind of stuff to go into the private page so you can be a part of the experience. The first hour of the day, it'll be Robert T and myself, and we'll be working on some special guests, some sponsors, and some presenters to kind of say hello and to greet you. We got these different school districts and organizations who have already signed on to be a part of the campaign. And then around 2 o'clock, then we're going to say, release you, and then you'll kind of go to the different Facebook pages, and the different HBCUs who are part of the Common Black College application will do Facebook Lives from their schools to answer questions, to engage you, all free of charge. We just want you to come and join us first in the in the group page of the Common Black College application. And so that way you can kind of meet with us as the keynote speaker and the elected officials and all those special things. And then that time we'll send you on your way. So we got this July, we got a September, an October, a November, a February, a March, and an April throughout the school year to kind of engage students, seniors, 11th graders, alumni, parents. Everybody's welcome to be a part of this. And so I know the member institutions definitely have been invited to be a part of this, but if an institution is not a part of the Common Black College application, we still invite you to be a part. Make sure you reach out to Robert Mason with the Common Black College application so you can be a part of this experience and be part of the promotional and the advertising of all that. But let me tell you about the Common Black College application if you did not know. Some of you all didn't know, right? So say you just didn't know. I'm just gonna pretend like you didn't know. If you didn't know, right now, for a limited time only, you can complete the Common Black College application, one transcript, one test score, upload it all at one time in all 55 schools. All 55 schools have direct access to that student's application right now, immediately. Unlike some other organization where you still have to apply to each school and you still have to submit documents and you still have to pay a fee for each one. Here, one fee goes to all 55. Now, normally it's $35, but right now, for a limited time only, Robert, right now, we've been twisting his arm to say he's gonna keep it at $20 right now. So we're gonna see how long. Right now, he said, I'm gonna keep it to $20 until August. We're gonna see what happens after that. But right now, even for $35, it's not a bad deal. Where can you go and apply for 55 schools for $35? But right now, it's $20. So if you just graduated in the class of 2020, or if you are a class of 2021, you got from now until August to complete the application for $20. So those are all the schools right there on the screen that Tia has up right now. It goes to all of those member institutions. Right now, we talked about it before. If you did not know, there are about 102 accredited HBCUs out there. 55 of them are part of this application process. There are some that's not, and that's okay. But again, it's not a bad savings. If you're gonna spend $20 for these 55, and that way then you can pay whatever you gotta pay for somebody else's school if they're not waiving their fee already. Go for it. It's right there. If you wanna sponsor a student, you can do that as well. On the same website, sponsor a student, pay for their $20, and that way you'll get a code, you give it to the next door neighbor, you give it to the young man who cuts your grass, or maybe the young lady who maybe, that you know in the neighborhood who's doing some great things. So boom, it's right there. Wanted to share that with you. Ooh, that was a lot.
I have to give you a break, and I have to tell you this. Derica Shelton says, you are rocking that dope and degreed hoodie.
I know. So it's Derica. Hey, Derica, now listen. I was supposed to wear this sweatshirt for Derica and Danielle because we were going to do a versus. We're going to still do a versus show. We're going to do a versus. But Derica, it was getting too hot for me to keep holding on to this sweatshirt. So you may have to send me a t-shirt instead. And I can do a black and gold, listen to me. And I'll pay for it. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm going to have to do a black and gold, for the frat, just because this is getting too hot and you want to move that date to July. And I'm okay with that. So we're going to do this versus game, y'all, where I'm going to play some hits and they're going to play some hits and we're going to go back and forth with who playing the best hits of a certain generation, and we're going to see what it hit for.
That ought to be.
I like it. I like that idea.
We're going to do this.
I'm down.
We're going to do this alumni edition of Versus. And we may have to change up the category now because, see, I didn't get up some new music now. And so I'm going to have my team ready.
Is any of it trap music?
See, I might even do some trap music.
More trap music.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
But again, y'all, right there, she already put we got the link in the chat above. But again, Derica Shelton, who's one of the owner operator, she's from Prairie View A&M. She created this whole sweatshirt, this line, dope and degree.
It's awesome.
No, that's cool. I like that.
I love it, Derica. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you got some love and some shout out for that today. All right, my last thing I'm going to talk about. I don't know, Robert, you got anything? I should be doing all the talking.
Other than you covered everything as far as the college fairs. Obviously, there is my little fitness thing that I do.
All right, well, why he talking about
Hold on. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You just want to shoot my little fitness show like this? Like what are you talking about? Bro, let me tell you something. That fitness show, the old school workout with Rob Mason and TD Wiggles every Saturday at 11 a.m. This week we're gonna be doing it to Michael Jackson. So come
Lord, I thought it was called Wiggle With It. I was like, the Wiggle With It show?
So Robert, what you gotta do is you gotta call me Saturday morning. Call me Saturday morning.
Call you Saturday morning.
So I can watch this.
Watch it. I don't want you to watch it. I want you to participate.
This is a live event.
Absolutely.
Okay, so call me Saturday morning.
I'll call you Saturday morning. 10:55, bro. Look for that phone call.
Okay.
Guys, join us 11 a.m. Facebook Live. No,
right.
Rob Mason, TD Wiggles.
Okay.
Old school workout.
Okay, last thing, guys, and then we have to wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, so now let me also share you with this. So right now on the screen, you see now, not only do I host or co-host the HBCU Live Experience Show with these two wonderful people, you know, within the exclusive, see, you get exclusive content if you're an alum. So if you're an HBCU alum, you get to be a part of the exclusive show called the HBCU Alumni United Facebook Live Show. Also, new format, new show. So tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I got my special guest coming on the show, Wendell King II from Texas Southern University. I got Josiah J. Sampson III from Meharry Medical College, and I got Tundra Harper from Tuskegee University, also from the Atlanta HBCU Alumni Alliance. So I got these three young people who are going to be with us tomorrow to talk about their institutions and talk about their programming. And while I'm there, I got my friends Maurice and Clarence, and we're going to play HBCU trivia. So even though they know a little bit about their own school, we're going to quiz them, and we're going to challenge them to see if they know something about some other HBCUs. Since everybody's talking about the HBCU United, let me see how much you know. So I'm going to test your knowledge on tomorrow night.
That should be interesting.
So at 9:30 tomorrow, check us out, and then we're going to talk about the fundraising. We are raising money. This week's schools are Texas Southern University, Meharry Medical College, and then I'm now Virginia University of Lynchburg.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's 20 minutes from my hometown.
See, there you go.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's what we're doing tomorrow. So check us out tomorrow night.
That is fantastic, my brother. I am glad that was a lot to get out, but it was a good show. Although it's not a show.
It's an
experience. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week, same bad time, same bad station. My brother, you want to take us out?
Sure, Tia, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Love everybody. Hope everyone had a great Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day to all you dads. And I'm good. I can't wait to see everybody next week.
Absolutely.
Oh, and my birthday is July 2nd. So just
y'all
prepare T-shirts or gifts. I'm open to that.
Yes, and to Nikki real quick, who's watching still. Yes, Nikki, I know all about the HBCU trivia game. So you make sure you tune in tomorrow night so you can watch some of that game on tomorrow with Maurice and Clarence, who's doing a great job. So now, with all that ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun, but we gotta run to you. If you want to roll that beautiful sound cue music, if you want, if you got it, great. If not, no worries. We can plug it in later. Also, find us on YouTube. Again, I will drop the link a little bit. Go back to the page a little bit later. We can actually go back and have a YouTube link, and probably give me about 24, 48 hours with the YouTube link will be up. So, I'm Anthony Brown with Tia Marche Johnson and Robert Mason. This is the HBCU Live. It's not just a show.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Until next time, shoot for the move you miss. You always will be amongst the stars. I'm going to keep it short, keep it brief. Know that nothing is impossible. Why? Because you can look in the mirror every day and say, I'm possible. Until next time, y'all, we'll see you next week, or I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, stay safe.